What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are going to be working on taking this pile of rusty bolts and turning it into a super sick handbrake for our G35. Now, don't mind the mega rusty rotors over here. We're gonna get those cleaned up, but that is for another video. Today, we're focusing on just refurbishing the actual handbrake itself. Now, I got this from my buddy Missile with Grassroots Junkies. Shout out to Missile, love that guy. He had this just sitting on his wall and wasn't really using it. So, as you can tell, I have already disassembled all of the different pieces, and I have started kind of trying to recondition a lot of these. This mounting bracket did look a little bit like this when I first started, so I've already done most of the grunt work. We're gonna try to continue to clean this up, and then we're going to spray this with a pretty cool color, which I'll go ahead and show you guys. So once we get everything sort of prepped and ready to paint, I originally was just going to spray it like a gloss black and just have everything be black and just go with that. But when I was standing there in the O'Reilly's looking at the wall of paint color options, I found this. Now, I don't know how well this is gonna transfer here. Let's see if I can go out this way. Yeah, there. So the center of the cap is blue, but the edge of the cap is purple. So it's a little blue to purple color shift. It's gonna look a lot better on the parts once it's in the car. So that is what we're doing today. We are going to sort of finish getting these parts, sanded down, cleaned up, and ready for paint. Then we're gonna do a black base, and then we're gonna spray that color shift on top of it. To tackle the job of getting rid of all of the pitting and all of the rust and the extra little bits on here that I want to remove, I'm using my die grinder with one of these little 3M sort of bristle sanding disc deals. This guy right here. So let me throw some gloves on. Other than that, we'll get to work. Okay, so that side is a little bit better. And again, I'm not gonna get this perfect. Like, it's gonna get good enough, and that's just gonna be what it is. And also, this mounting plate is gonna be covered by the center console trim piece and a whole bunch of other stuff. So like, this doesn't need to be perfect at all. I'm just trying to get it kind of good enough. All right, now with the base plate more or less done, we now have the sort of central body of the handbrake, if you will. So the big hole at the back, that's where your master cylinder goes through, something like that. And then the handle will attach via a little lever onto the front of this so that we can pull on the handbrake and it'll compress this into the master cylinder, sending the fluid backwards and locking the wheels. So now I just have to, again, kind of worked on this a little bit last night. It was really quite orange with rust yesterday when I started on it. So yeah, just gonna keep going with this. So now we've got this piece done. Obviously it's not perfect, but we've got this nice and smooth. We've removed all of the rust, and I'm okay with having a little bit of this on there. I'm about to sand it down with some 500 grit just to make sure that it is, ready to accept paint and is gonna hold a good, first couple of coats. So yeah, obviously I can't really get down on the inside, and the color on the inside is not really gonna show all that much anyway, so I'm not really too worried about getting all the way down here. I have sort of scraped it with a little wire brush just to sort of clean it out, but that's, the inside is just gonna be what it is. So I'm gonna sand this down with some 500 grit, and then we're gonna go spray it black first, and then color shift after that. All right, guys, well, we have headed out to the backyard, and we've got basically a little clothesline, more or less, is actually a hammock line, but we've got all 4 pieces hung up. I don't know how well you can see them at this angle. Obviously you can see this big bright one right here. So we're gonna do this one first. At least we're gonna lay the first coat down on this one first, just because if I screw this one up and it runs, if I lay it too thick, too heavy, this is gonna be mounted underneath a bunch of plastic center console, so it doesn't really matter all that much. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and once this is shaken up enough, we'll go ahead and do probably 3 coats of black, I would guess, and then as many coats of the color shift as it takes, honestly. There we go, just a relatively thin base coat, not too thick, don't want it running. All right, coat number 1. I think I laid this one a bit thick. Tiny little bit of run, but again, that's why we sprayed this one first. So let that dry. I think this is supposed to be fast drying, so we're gonna give it 5-10 minutes, see what it looks like, come back and hit it with another coat. So while those pieces dry, I want to see if now that we're in the sunlight, I can get a slightly better picture of what this is sort of going to look like. Not really. I need more sun. I wonder if that, yeah, there you go. So like there's blue and there's the purple. So yeah, I don't know. Just a fun little project. Like it's not going to look crazy. It's not like a midnight purple, like super hard flip from amber to red to green to blue to purple, like just a little something I picked up. We're gonna let those pieces chill out back there, dry off, and then we're gonna start with probably 2 coats of this, and we'll see how it goes. All right, it has been about 15 minutes. All of these parts should be pretty dry now. Yeah. Looking good, so it's time for our color shift to go on. Ooh, it has a wide spray, good Lord. Doesn't take a whole lot. That is sick. Yeah, that puts out a ton. Like that's all I had to do for that one piece. Like 4 or 5 little swipes across, and that's about it. Man, it freaking, I need a little more airflow out here would be great. I don't really have to worry about overspraying because it lays down so fast. So like I can just go yoink. Yeah, pretty much. That's it. Just one nice. Do the side. And this side. I feel like I can do way more because it's like not wet at all. It's just laying so much of this color all at once. I should 100% be using a respirator. We will call that good for the first coat. All right, you guys may not be able to see it. Oh, you can kind of see, that's no longer blue, or that's no longer black. It's more of a blue. And when you get up close to it and you have light on it, this thing sparkles. Let's see what 2 full coats can do for it. That's looking like something. Can you tell that's not black from here? Come on, let's focus. Oh yeah. So you have a little bit of, yeah, the camera's, yeah, see there's the purple. And then the bright blue, sort of tealish almost. Yeah, so there's purple to sort of blue and then teal and purple again. Yeah, that's a pretty good representation. But I want to see how much of that pearl or that shift we can stuff into there. All right, so it is the next day. All of the parts have been sitting overnight and have dried and hopefully fully cured and all of that. So let's go ahead and take a look. So here are the 4 pieces that we sprayed. You can see right here, sort of in the center of all the parts, it looks very blue, but towards the edges, you can see the purple. And so as we get to more extreme angles, the purple becomes more obvious, and the same over here. So you can see that purple sort of starting at the top of the handle and working its way down here. So I am pretty happy with that. When we get, oh boy, when we get into the sun, you can actually see a lot more of the sparkle. Again, I don't think the camera's really gonna show it, but yeah, right here, you can see a lot more of the sort of sparkle effect. So yeah, this is gonna be the handbrake. We give this thing a yank and I'll lock the rear wheels. So yeah, I am pretty happy with how they turned out. I just went and got a bunch of new hardware to be able to reassemble all of this. So let's go ahead and jump into that and see what all of these pieces look like all reassembled. All right, handbrake fully assembled. As you can tell, I have a new master cylinder. The other one I had was black. I kind of liked the silver one. I probably could have sprayed it this same color, but I felt like spraying this might have been a little bit too much. So that is our fully assembled, and you can already see purple there to the blue here. Oh, baby, that's nice. Yeah, I am very, very satisfied with that. A couple of things I gotta tighten down still. Let's go have one. Oh, that thing's gonna be tight. That from basically a straight upright to there, I can already feel it's pushing against. Obviously, there's just a little cap fitting here, but that's gonna be sick. Let's get one final look at this thing, and then we'll wrap it up. And I think having the new shiny silver hardware and the master cylinder silver kind of makes the individual pieces stand out a little bit more. You know, the purple at the angle with the sort of midnight blue, and we'll take it out in the sun one final time. Oh man, it's still too bright, but here you can actually see the sparkle on the piece. Yeah, sparkle all down the handle. I'm stoked on that, dude. I think that's gonna look so sick inside the car. And that is gonna wrap it up for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. In the next video, we're going to be actually installing the dual rear calipers with the brackets, getting all of the lines run, filling it up, bleeding the whole thing, the whole shebang. But this was a little bit more of a passion project. Could I have just, sanded it all down so there was no rust on it? Sure, but I wanted to go and do something a little bit different as opposed to just like spraying it black. Wanted to have a little pop of color, as if the interior of the car isn't colorful enough already. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to check out any of the merchandise, the shirts, the hats that we've got right here, make sure you head on over to downshiftracing.co, pick up some of the merchandise. We've got shirts, hats, hoodies, stickers. We have new slap stickers coming, big 8-inch wide. Slap it on the back of your car when you go drifting, all that good stuff. So head over to downshiftracing.co to pick yourself up something. We'll see you guys in the next video, and until next time, build your dreams.